Well, welcome to this episode of Sooner Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Mike the Legend. Guys, we hit 500. As a matter of fact, we're at 501. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. But if you love college football, especially the Oklahoma Sooners, you have come to the right spot. Derrick and his and his son is running a little behind, but they will be here shortly. If you don't mind, hop out and hit that red subscribe button. Turn on your post notification bell so y'all won't miss any of this kind of goodness. Hit the like. Give me a comment. Even give me a dislike. Helps push the algorithm of YouTube. And Texas fans, come on in. It's Texas 8 week. Shoot your shot. It's all good. Legend will be here laughing at your comment. Nobody's going to get banned. Nobody's going to get put in timeout. Just shoot your shot. Bishop, how we doing?
We're doing awesome tonight, Doc Holliday. Hey, Sooner Legend doing his thing.
I'm trying, Bishop. I'm trying. You told me back in the green room that one of our legends has passed away today, the legendary secondary coach, Bobby Proctor.
Yeah, big
passed away. So the legend's going to have a heavy heart today, a lump in my throat. So I'll try to make it through this. But in the words of Bobby Proctor, putting it nicely, with the show.
There you go. Say it like he would say it. On with the show.
On with the show. Well, Bishop, what are you seeing out of OU in Texas this weekend?
Well, let's just say that they are underestimating what we bring.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we had 2 weeks, and we pretty much knew what was going on behind the scene. It just got revealed.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I like for our chances is that our O-line has been together a full month.
Yeah, the same players, same everything.
Yep. And so with that, and actually using that time off to make sure any bumps and bruises are healed up and they're ready to go. And of course, they keep hearing the rhetoric and the noise, but understand they've been in the laboratory. And so they say they never flinch. So they're ready to go play the game.
Exactly. If there's, and I'm just going to be nice today. I'm going to play nice. I mean, we're in my sandbox, but I'm going to share the sandbox and not, but the rhetoric I'm tired of hearing is that Texas is going to dog walk us.
Yeah, you heard that too? Something like 52 to 17 and 55 to 10. And I'm just like, oh, so you're trying to bury us? And you just didn't realize that we were the seed. So thank you.
Thank you. I mean, bulletin board material,
No doubt.
And Bishop, we can go back and look at some games prior to this game. And my go-to game is 2014 when OU played Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. There wasn't anybody that was picking up the win. And Trevor Knight, thank God he showed up out of nowhere and had the only game of his life.
So the deal is he got to meet Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Before that, and it seemed like it turned something on in him. And I just know this: they brought the fight to him.
Oh yeah, they did. But I tell you what impressed me in that game, Bishop, that's when Derrick Henry was still the running back for Alabama. That guy impressed the world out of me.
Yeah, and they would switch on and off. And it's like when he was in there, he was doing big stuff, and as soon as he did something, they took him out. And I was like, but he was a true freshman at that time, so I get what they were trying.
Yeah, and I think Nick at that time he had a problem with playing true freshmen, and if
Right.
I remember right, I might be false on that. Here's what I'm seeing in the Texas game Saturday. Bishop, me and you has been watching these Sooners a long time together. Not together, but you know,
I know what you're saying. Yep, I'm following.
and there's always that one game every season that everybody thinks that OU, whether it be offensively or defensively,
Yeah.
hasn't got a Chinaman's chance in the world to win. And what do? They show up.
Wait a
It's
minute.
like they,
Wasn't that like last year after the 49-0?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
and believe me, Bishop, I got some good friends that are diehard Texas Longhorn fans, just as big as I'm of you.
Yeah.
But these guys, they're not talking out. They said, "Hey, this might be the game y'all show up and show out." He said, "Don't think for 1 minute that we're not kind of worried about this game." He said, "As good as Texas is playing, he said this is the Red River." And so, here 5 of my Texas friends sitting at the cafe this morning talking about the game. They're not talking just because I'm a Sooner fan or
Right.
what. They're not blind.
No.
Well, hello, Boom
Not at all.
Squad. And I just don't know, Bishop. Like you say though, we're keeping receipts.
Yeah. We're keeping all receipts, and we understand. Look, we know everybody's saying that we're the underdog, or that they're the number one in the nation. But understand, when you step on the gridiron, the Cotton Bowl, record get thrown out, and you just got to bring what you've been preparing all week. So they put their pants one leg at a time, just like we
That's
do.
right.
So that's that.
Yeah. But I'm texting Derrick back to tell him that we started, but go ahead and jump on when they.
Oh, you good? You good? But to the Sooner Nation, the truth of the matter is, we are already built for this.
Mm-hmm.
This game is about to showcase what the true one Oklahoma, one heartbeat, one family.
Exactly.
Period, point blank.
Exactly.
We never flinch, and no
And
matter how it looks, we're gonna show up and show out.
I know where Texas fans is coming from though, because
Oh, sure.
during the Bob Stoops era, how many times was we number one? And it might not have been Texas, but we lost we lost the game to somebody being number one.
Yeah.
And when you're number one, you feel, even as a fan or a player, you're pumping that chest, brother. I mean, you're unbeatable, you're unstoppable. But at some point, you're going to get humbled. Just ask Georgia. I mean, at some point.
Let's ask Alabama as well.
Yeah, ask Alabama. They got beat by Vandy a couple of this last go round.
So
I
you
mean,
know what? All I got to say is, believe it or not, the 12-team playoffs is playing a big dividend along with NIL and everything else. That each and every week you got to go 1-0.
You sure do.
Yeah,
You sure do. And Jimmy's right. All of the pressure is on Texas.
Absolutely, no doubt.
I mean, yeah, the pressure is on us per se, because we got to go out and play, prove to the world that we're not the crappy offense that people think, but nothing like Texas is. You're the number one team. You've been chest pumping all season. And how does Texas handle the pressure?
True.
And I'm sorry. Quinn is facing a heck of a lot better defense than he was last year.
Nothing to be sorry about. It's just fact.
I mean, with the Mason Law Firm, G Baby, Dominic Williams, Jaden Jackson, I've even heard
Stoney.
Who's that?
Stoney. David Stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stoney. I've been hearing people say that as far as the defense is concerned, we've got one of the best front seven defenses in college football.
Well, the one thing my dad always told me, we're about to find out.
We're about to find out. And it's funny, I was a Texas fan in 1980 or equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
When Stanford come to Norman, Oklahoma with young John Elway, and I said, "Oh, we gonna beat them. He ain't gonna have these kind of passing records against the Bobby Proctor defense." He put on a clinic.
That's why you never underestimate your opponent. You know who you're going in to battle with, and you got to bring your A game.
Yeah, that is the last time I ever pumped my chest prior to an Oklahoma game. It humbled me. I mean, even now, Bishop, I'm saying that OU will probably win it 27-20.
Okay.
With a late quarter scoop and score. Late in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
But I can't remember who told me.
Wow.
But if I was a betting man, I would take OU with the 14.5 with the over and under.
Yeah. Wow. There you go. There you go.
And
I do know this, that I would want them to understand the defense that you're about to play against is not the same defense you've been playing all these weeks prior.
It's not a Mississippi State defense. It's not a UTSA defense. It's not even a Michigan defense.
So, with that said, hey.
Yeah. I mean, like Keith Jackson always said, what's left? Tee it up. Let's find out.
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly. I miss Keith and Frank Broyles calling on ABC. God bless them, boy. Frank Broyles with that Georgia accent.
No doubt, man. Good piece, man.
Oh yeah. Growing up, before the guys jump on, Bishop, growing up, we got to hear some pretty good TV announcers through the years watching Sooners.
Definitely. Barry Trumbull Senior.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, Barry. Yeah.
Now on ABC, before it was Keith Jackson, I still remember when Bud Wilkinson and Chris Schenkel was calling the game.
I was just gonna say, wasn't Chris Schenkel a part of that crew?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris Schenkel. Yep, the famous voice of PBA bowling.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got that 71 game I got to go to between Oklahoma and Nebraska. I got to meet Chris and Bud, and I tell you what, very, very nice guys.
Awesome, man. Beautiful, man.
And but yeah, my mom and dad, they were big time bowlers, so on Saturdays we watched the PBA. And so I remembered Chris from his football days, and then he graduated into bowling. Well, hello, Stephen G. How you doing today, my brother from another mother?
Big salute, man.
Salute. But
yeah,
like
man.
I said, here's what I'm seeing in this Texas game. There's an X factor.
Okay.
Deshaun McCullough. He's back.
He's back, and he's back as enforcer.
Mm-hmm. And he was in on the goal line stand last year, and he had 4 or 5 TFLs last year.
Yeah. And just think about he got all his brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So who you going to key on?
Yeah. Just who do you? I'm going to go old school here.
Go ahead.
Kind of take
Hit me with it.
Go. I want to take a take from Frank Broyles. I think OU starting out, they need to come out on defense. They need to jump them, jolt them, make life miserable for Quinn. First, every time he touches the ball, don't let him get comfortable.
I agree. I agree.
Don't let them. Don't even let them. Don't let them get you on the chunk yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Jimmy. Hard to believe Kanik was the leading tackler against Texas last year with 13 tackles.
Yeah. All I can say is that we're gonna find out if they truly can run the ball.
Mm-hmm. Who's that? Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there again,
they've been talking about they're about to run all over us, and I'm like, our defense is not that good. I'm like, okay. Like I say, I you notice all this time I'm just keeping all receipts because I don't need to answer back. We do our talking on the field. So
exactly, and that's what I'm saying, Bishop. Yeah, my God, I don't know what Texas people have been watching, but here's a prime example. They brought up the Houston game. Well, y'all almost lost to Houston. Well, last year didn't y'all almost lose to Houston?
Yeah, they but see that's last year, as they like to say it.
Yeah,
but you know
that's
what?
Last year.
I guarantee you think Notre Dame was thinking about NIU?
No, I know.
So hey, that's why I say you have to go 1-0 from now on. You have to go each and every week. You need to go 1-0.
Yeah,
and that's how you need to. You have to drive at it, because otherwise, man, I don't care any of these teams. It's too much parity in the league right now.
Oh yeah, too much parity. I mean, if nothing else, this past Saturday showed you're not safe against anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not a name mentioner, but there's a certain Texas podcast that said OU was going to get beat 52 to something. You know what? Get out of here with that smoke.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, one thing that I'm hoping to see. I hate to dress this elephant in the room, but I hope and I pray that I see some decent play calling from that certain somebody up in the press box on a certain side of the ball.
I understand. Well, hey, no, he had 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He better.
Yeah, he had 2. You're right.
He had 2 weeks done. Now we hold up his feet to the fight. You had 2 weeks. This is your final exam.
Yep. You had 2 weeks to prepare for this.
Yeah. This is no time. This is where you show your worth. This is where
Yeah,
you say, okay, can I put it together? I knew all the nucleus of our team, what we had. Can I put it all together?
exactly, brother. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
time is what you say. What you always say. The time is now.
Yeah. The future is now.
The future
Yeah.
is now.
The future is now. Because understand, the young man shows you that he's a lionheart and he's willing to, hey, he said, hey, he's on God's plan. So let's go run with him. Hey, he's
You know
willing to put his body on the line. That's someone I want to go follow.
what? This is something else I was going to talk about, Bishop. The Jackson Arnold deal. Now
Yes, sir.
this is the Legends thought here.
Hmm.
Part of me thinks, okay, what if Jackson Arnold had his full complement of wide receivers and nobody injured on the offensive line?
Hmm.
And then I go back and think, well, he had that full complement last year in the Alamo Bowl, but he threw 3 interceptions. But I think further, that was the first game he ever started.
Right. Yeah.
But I go back, I still hold up for Jackson because I
Yeah.
will say he was not a 5-star quarterback, Gatorade Player of the Year, Elite 11 winner for sitting on the damn bench at all.
No, definitely not. But understand is our hope, if nothing else, what we're getting to see in his buy-in at Auburn has shown leaps and bounds his growth. And so,
Exactly. Yeah, how
like I said,
engaged he was.
yeah.
And
So,
and like I said, I think I sit here and think, well, Mike, if Jackson had his full accompaniment of offensive line and defensive and wide receivers, and would he have got through that hump last year of the 3 interceptions? I think he would have. I really do. If he
okay.
would have, if we wouldn't have had that big injury bug hit us from uh from spring game to fall camp, I think that we would have seen a complete different Jackson Arnold, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. I,
Hmm.
I, I feel that. And what do you always say? 10 toes down.
10 toes down.
And but with that being said, what happened happened, and I think Michael Hawkins is the best fit for what is happening right now
Right.
because I feel that Mike Hawkins can ad lib a little bit better than Jackson. Um,
Yeah.
he's more aggressive, and if you didn't notice against Auburn, boy, he he was he was firing up that offensive line.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's just understand and think about it. How many penalties brought back some major games?
Exactly. I mean
Major. That's the
see
key.
that's
Key
another
is,
thing. That's
yeah.
another
Go ahead.
thing. That's another thing Texas fans ain't looking at is when we did make positive yardage that we probably would have scored maybe 1, 2 more touchdowns. Flag,
Yeah.
flagged. And me and Big Mike, they were ticky tack calls. So there was a couple that wasn't. That was very obvious, but
Yeah.
most of them were ticky tack, like that pass interference. I did not see his arms were extended, but he never did touch the player.
I hear you.
But it is what it is. We don't need to go in there and play an undisciplined team and get flags thrown all day.
Yeah. You can't beat yourselves if you want
No,
to win.
no, we can't have no extracurricular activities after the play.
Yeah. Then
Whatever,
you play
whatever
to the
snap.
whistle and then let it go for the until the next play.
Yeah,
So
bring up the next play. It's like
okay.
last year when Ethan Downs got a hold of Quinn Years and he was standing over him. Boy, there was 3 or 4 guys
Like,
picked him
come on.
up. Come on, we don't need none of that.
Yeah.
But there again, Ethan up to that point hadn't played a good season, and I mean he was having the game of his life in that game. And I understand when emotions get to you, but you got to put your emotions in check.
I hear you. I hear you.
But I'm just thinking, Bishop, that they're sleeping on us, and when people sleep on OU, they're dangerous.
Definitely.
And so, what else you think would needed to happen Saturday, Bishop?
Uh, I'm excited that we have a kicking game
Me too.
because that you to know that you can count on your kicking game and that our kicker's back, but our punter is leading the nation.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and I know a lot of people, but the punter, I say, when it comes to these big games, exchanging the field is very important in these big games.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the difference between someone scoring 7 and someone not scoring or only scoring 3.
I would like to see us get a run back though.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Jason, okay. Let me get
But
this
yeah,
down for you. Copy,
but let me
paste.
ask the chat, what are you looking for most out of this game?
Yeah, yeah. What's everybody looking for most in this game?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a lot in the chat. I don't know why.
Wow.
Use
Okay.
I mean,
But that's okay.
that's all right. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna chop it up.
Then we're
We're gonna
gonna have fun. But well then if that's the case, then I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the ability to see a defensive line
mm-hmm.
that's been itching to really show their worth and show that they're ready to take that next step.
Stephen G has this. Will BB get a line? Everyone is healthy. I think so.
I think so. What with 2 weeks, no excuses.
And no excuse.
Understand you had 2 weeks to prepare. And there's no better situation than to have 2 weeks to make sure that they're ready to rock and roll. And not only that, make sure you know what plays best serves your lineup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, our brother from another mother's in, Mr. Jason Watkins. What's up, J Dog?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Living
Oh,
large and
we're doing good.
supercharged.
Derek and his son's running a little late, so me and Bishop thought we would kick a chicken for a little bit.
Kick a chicken. All right. Well, they sleep. I heard y'all talking about them sleeping on it.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I got something to say about that.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
They,
Well,
but
go ahead.
I love it. I am loving this. I think it's great. They're going in there thinking they have this under control. They're gonna win by 50. Hearing the same BS we heard from Tennessee, and they're not even as good.
I know that's what I don't understand, Jason. You know, I will die on the hill saying that Tennessee was a better offense than Texas,
Yeah,
and
they haven't been tested.
and if you look at Texas's competition they played up until OU,
Yeah.
I mean, it, Mississippi State, University of San Antonio, Louisiana Monroe,
Right.
Colorado State. I mean,
Well, you know,
What was that?
that. No, go ahead. I was just saying that's the thing about those teams is none of them even pose a threat offensively. To just for instance, I'll just put it to you this way. So Michigan had its best passing day against Texas, 200 yards, 204 yards, at
Mm-hmm.
66%. They had Michigan has had four of its six games where they didn't even get over 60% completions, and three of those games they didn't get over 100 yards.
Right.
So we're talking
Right.
about a team that has not seen a quarterback that can throw it, much less, I mean, whether you can run it or not is irrelevant. But it, if you're one dimensional, it doesn't matter. If they know you can't, then of course they're going to throw it.
Jason went out for a minute. There he is.
Yeah,
There he's back.
yeah,
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying if you know that they can't throw the football and they're one dimensional, it doesn't even matter what how good you have no idea how good you are because you know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I heard that.
You're,
All those
you're right.
offenses are or they're not even four of the six teams that they played are outside of the top 100 in offense points scored.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
Yeah,
like me and Bishop talked about, Jason, I mean, people is not realizing how good OU's defense is. I mean, they can
Yeah.
sit they can sit there and say what they want to about Auburn. I mean, but damn,
Uh,
we went into dangerous enemy territory at Jordan Hare. And we didn't play our best defense that game, but good gosh, they were mentally exhausted,
yeah.
from having to
They played
from,
their best in the last 10, 12 minutes of the game when they needed them to.
yeah, in the fourth quarter. And when you can go to Jordan Hare or any SEC stadium for that matter, like Jordan Hare, Bryant Denny, the Hedges,
Yeah.
no matter, and they say, "Well, you just barely beat Auburn." You know what? I always say this: give me a win. Here's Derrick.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Man, so
good,
like
good. Welcome.
we had a junior high football game and it kind of ran late, man. Then my dad he lived 30 minutes from me, so we hopped on the road and shot down. But man, we here.
Look, well,
Awesome.
hey guys, hey Derrick. I will tell you that the purpose of Sooner Legends podcast, its grassroots, is to give you, the former players, a home to come to if you want to relive your glory days, talk about anything you want to. And it is an absolute honor to have you on the show, brother.
Absolutely.
I'm honored to be on it. I really am. It's been a while since I did something like this.
Well, Derrick, Coach, can I start out with your dad?
Yes, sir.
Well, Derrick, you being a former player for OU with the Red River rivalry coming up,
Yes.
what was it like? Like, we'll say about an hour, 30 minutes before kickoff. What was it like in that locker room?
I would have to say more than an hour before kickoff is is pretty tense, pretty serious, and it's nothing like it. I mean, you would have
Mm-hmm.
to, I used to tell people all the time, you would have to be in the locker room or around the facility to actually
Right.
feel the tension in the air.
Right.
You would have to be there. I mean, it's amazing. It's because
Yeah.
it's a lot on the
Yeah.
line. Bragging rights. I know when I was there, we had 8 guys from Texas on
Yeah.
on the starting defense.
Right, right, right.
So we had something to prove, and all of us got recruited by Texas. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a big deal. It was a big
Yeah.
deal.
Well, Derrick, I don't know if you got the word that Coach Proctor passed away today.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. You brought it up. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but
Yeah.
I almost called my son and told him let's cancel.
Yeah.
Coach, Derrick, if y'all would have canceled, I would, because I know that.
I'm gonna put it like this: we are men of our word, and we're gonna do what we got to do. We said we was gonna do it. We here. We're gonna get it done, and we'll get Coach Proctor situated later. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
My guy.
Well, Ben's, old Coach Proctor. Do you have a Coach Proctor story that you could?
Hey, I have a lot of them. I was the leader of the drills. So I led every drill, and I never forget. One day we was getting ready to play Nebraska, and I came up to tackle the pulling guard real high.
Mm-hmm.
He say, D White, don't worry about nothing, because you gonna be over here with me if you go tackle him like that. Don't worry. So, I mean, he was man, he was something. I mean, like, I've been looking at people's comments, man. You could hear him over everybody, and he loved us to.
Well, Derrick, I've been a lifelong. I'm a lifelong Sooner fan from 1970, and back when the red and white game was the alumni versus the
right.
varsity. I got to talk to Coach Proctor, and you remember how colorful Coach Proctor was.
Oh yeah.
I said, Coach, how as good as we are as Oklahoma Sooners, why does everybody hate us so much? He said, well, let me tell you something, son. When you're this good, people's going to hate you, and when you're this good, the stupid comes out. Derrick, I don't have a piece of paper. Because you're a member of the '85 national championship team.
Right.
Let me go through some names here on that defense and tell me if I forget any of them. If I forgot one. One of the defensive ends was Darrell Reed.
Yes.
One was defensive line Jeff Tupper.
Yep.
Nose guard Tony Casillas.
Yep.
On the right side of Tony Casillas was Ricky Bryant.
Right.
Kevin Murphy as the other DM.
Right.
Bosworth and Millie Ozzo as your linebackers. With Donnie Jones alternating in.
Right.
In the backfield was yourself, Derek Crudup, Tony Rayburn, Ricky Dixon, Sonny Brown, and David Vickers.
Right.
Did I miss anybody?
You left out Richard Reed, 96.
Yeah.
And Troy Johnson.
Troy Johnson.
Yeah, Troy Johnson was number 80. He played in when Murphy went down with the foot injury.
Yeah.
Troy he played with Murphy. You hit them all. You hit them all.
Yeah, Jason Watkins down here. He's a good friend of mine. He's also an OU podcaster. He has heard me pull the '85 national championship team like a gun.
Hey, I was like, man, he just hit every one of them. No problem. The legend is the legend for a reason.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, Mr. White. Good to meet you. I'd be on the camera, but I'm traveling to go get my mother, so I just wanted to pop in and say hello to everybody.
Okay, hello to you. I tell a story to my daughter. My daughter, she asked me one time. She asked me, were we any good when I played at OU? I said, well, I'm gonna tell you the facts. I mean, I never brag, and I always Corey he know I don't brag about anything. We was blessed to be there and win like we did. But I told my daughter, I said, I was at OU 4 years. I said, we played 12 games a season. I said, we lost 5 games in 4 years. And now you tell me how good we were. I said, you look it up if you want to. And I said, I can name them all on one hand. I said, Miami beat us 3, Washington beat us 1, and Kansas got lucky and beat us 1-2. So
they sure did.
Yeah, so I mean, it was hard. We had a great team, and we had great.
Y'all did.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, I'll tell you what, Derrick. After that Miami loss in '85, and I hate to use this, y'all played like y'all was pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, losing Troy Aikman, Jamel Holloway coming in. I mean, it was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Y'all,
it was when we played against Miami. I mean, it was the best against the best. You
yeah,
know,
and
best
and
team to win, and I take nothing away from them, but I
yeah.
know that because I played on the other side and playing those guys. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's unbelievable. I look at
Well, wasn't Michael Irvin the receiver on that team?
Michael Irvin, Brian Blaze, Benny Blaze, High Smith, Bratton, Testaverde.
Testaverde.
I mean, you can go on and on. Just like we had a good team. I mean, they had
Yeah,
an awesome team also.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
yeah.
take it away from them, but but the Texas OU rivalry, man, I think it tops the OU Miami rivalry.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. There's
Well,
nothing.
Derrick, since I got you on, brother, how are you? What's your opinion about OU's defense this year?
They're gonna have to get a little tough. I mean, people can pass on us pretty good. We got to rush the quarterback a little better.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Field, and that's what it's gonna take. Because if the secondary, I can't blame no one, but they can't hold them all day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
quarterback patting on the ball, that's no good. So I think it starts in the defensive line. We gotta get pressure, and then the
Yeah.
secondary linebackers run good. So I mean, we got a good team, but we
Yeah.
have to get pressure in the backfield. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, we got to get ugly.
yeah. We got it,
Yeah.
and that's one thing. When we was there, that's what our linemen used to tell us all the time: "Give us time, give us time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get back." You know what I'm saying? And we all helped each other out, you know. And it was
Yeah.
the chemistry was so good, and we were different. You know what I'm saying?
You
I love OU football, but we was a different breed. You know, we was a different breed back then. You know, if you played back then, there's nothing like now. You know, it's like I tell Corey all the time. I say when I was at OU, it was like a game every day at practice.
Yeah.
A game. So you couldn't be nothing but be good. You know, we fought at every position, and everybody can play, just like it is now down there. Everybody's good. So you have to compete in practice like it's a game. So in the game, we had better people in practice than who we were playing against. So it was like a game.
Yeah. So Derrick, when you was getting recruited, who did Barry recruit you, or was it
Rex Norris recruited me?
Okay.
Yeah, Rex recruited me, and then once I got there, Rex he went to coach Detroit.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You have to go.
I remember that.
Yeah, Barry. So they recruited my brother 3 years before me.
That's right. You had a brother that played.
Yeah, my brother was 3 years ahead of me, and Switzer came to the house then, but Rex was the one that was actually recruited me the whole time. But I mean, Switzer, he had his hands in on it, and I mean,
oh yeah,
it was. He told me I was a freshman, and he was recruiting my brother, and he said, "I'll be back." He said, "We'll be back in 3 years to get you." And
that's a beautiful thing.
They came.
Well,
back.
Derrick? Did you attend the same high school that your son coaches at?
No.
At Abernathy?
No.
Okay.
No, we went to the same high school. He played at my high school too. We played up on the
coach. Okay.
But then he went to coaching Abernathy. But I wish he was coaching over there. But it's okay. We'll take it anywhere we can get it. You know.
That's right.
Like I
well,
said,
Corey, let's give you your flowers. You coach at Abernathy. What is your duty at Abernathy High School as coach?
I'm assistant. I coach football, basketball, and track. And I help out with I'm also a recruiting coordinator as well. So that's
okay.
So.
Well, how's the team doing this year, brother?
We're doing pretty good. We started out shaky. We played with 3-2. The first 2 games of the season, we played 2 top 5 teams in the state, which both probably gonna win state. Just
wow.
kind of fill us out to see where we are. Then we won 3 straight. So we start district play tomorrow against a very good opponent too. So we're ready to see what we can do in district now.
Oh, awesome.
Since I've known you, since I've known your Derrick White son, I've been following Abernathy.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Well, Derrick, go ahead, sir.
I tell him all the time. I mean, when he was growing up, I told him your last name is gonna mean a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When people hear your name, they're gonna ask you who you're related to. And and he loved OU. He loved OU. That's all he knew.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was my first son. So when I was in college, he would come state. So Coach Switzer would come get him and take him. And I mean, so it was like me and I think Derrick Crudup. We were the only son that had kids at the time. So when they came,
and that's another thing people don't realize about Coach Switzer. You're talking about Corey there. Look what Coach Switzer did with Sterling Shepard, Derrick's son. After Derrick passed away.
That's right.
Sooner Nation Sooner Nation and the OU family literally raised little Sterling.
Yeah.
When he was, when Shep passed away, we was out there and we told him, man, you're gonna be a part of us forever.
That's right.
And don't never forget it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We locked in with you and we following you and we praying for you and we wishing the best for you. And just remember, you are part of Sooner Nation.
That's right. Well, Derrick, I got to mention my work, my something that's been sticking in my craw since 1984. The tie with OU and Texas, and Keith Stansbury gets called for a non-interception out of bounds.
For some reason, I knew you was gonna ask that question.
I knew it.
And I'm gonna tell you, whoever those 2 refs are, in the end zone looking at the same play. I mean, they all. Come on now.
But Derrick, also people that watched that game, they forgot about 3 or 4 players earlier where Miliazzo put his hat in that Texas
They fumbled the ball.
they fumbled the ball and they called his knees down.
Yes, sir. We were 2 plays on that drive. And
Wow.
Like I say, I don't know who those guys are, and probably because I'm tell you what, Texas never beat me.
Mm-mm.
But that game there, that all the wins we beat them, but that game there, that was the one for me because they took it away from us.
Ain't that the game Paul said that burnt orange made him puke?
Yeah. Somebody did something that we didn't know about, but it's a part of history now. And when you look back on it, you'd be like, how did they make
of course, me well, the next year at 85, me and Dad actually went to the game at the Cotton Bowl.
Right.
And what I took away out of that game in 85 was it was the Boz Hammer and Todd Dodge that whole game.
Right. Yeah, we after the tie 84, we knew that it can't be close, never.
Right.
We got to end the game ourselves, and that's what we did. We was gonna make a statement to them every time. You know what I'm saying? And that's because that tie, man, that put a damper on our whole. I tell people all the time, 2 teams never beat me, Texas and Nebraska, and they was our biggest rivalry.
That's right.
Oklahoma State never beat me. They can brag all they want, do this and that, but during the 80s, it's over with. They never beat us. So we got something to
not on Derrick White's watch.
Yeah. We beat a lot of teams.
Yeah, y'all did. And you know that there again, me and Daddy was at the 85 Nebraska game in Norman.
Right.
And the only player that I can remember having a good game against OU was the punter.
That's right. Yeah.
He's all right to have a good game then.
He probably led the nation after that game.
He put it. And you know, Derrick, if you remember, the wind was blowing god awful that day, and he was putting that ball deep.
Yeah, it was kind of like a dampy night that night. You know what I'm saying? And it was windy. I remember the game.
Yeah.
I mean, every game that I played in there, if you bring it up, I can remember, what happened and everything, because it was. I mean, we had I had an amazing time. I wouldn't trade my son all the time. If I had to do it all over again, good or bad, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Because we had more good than bad. And we had a good time, good people, fan base. Everywhere we went, people knew you. Oh, man, it was amazing.
And I tell you another thing, Derrick, that people that my younger crowd in here don't know is during that 85, 84, 86 season, Sonny Brown always had a big play.
All the time.
He was a beast. He was a ball hawk.
Sonny was one of those players where he's gonna be around the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He was real smart. He played smart. He played a smart game. He wasn't the fastest guy, but he was the smartest guy. And he's gonna be around the ball. It was just the ball gravitated to him. Just like we played in the national championship game. I mean, Sonny had 2 interceptions?
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
well, I'm repping Dewey Selman today because of his induction into the college football halls. Do what, Derrick?
You got a good one on.
Oh man, let me tell you something, Derrick. Like I said earlier the show, I started being a fan in 1970, and when I got to go to the 71 game of the century game between OU and Nebraska. But I started out, my favorite position was offense because of Leon Crosswhite and Grant Burgett. Both one was a halfback and one was a fullback. But when them two younger brother Selmans come on board, and from then on I was ruined. Give me defense all day long.
Yeah, that changed your whole chain of thought, huh? And that's what happened to me. Because when I first got to OU, I was on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, you was. And wasn't David Vickers the quarterback too?
Yeah, I was on the offensive side. Troy Aikman used to throw me the ball. He was the quarterback. I was playing receiver. You know what I'm saying? Then some stuff happened. Stan Berry and Andre got hurt in a car accident. And I respect I respect Coach Switzer so much because he came to me when they got injured and he was like, "What do you think about moving the defense?" And I was like, "Nah, Coach Switzer, I like offense." And he left me alone. It was like in the 5th or 6th game. And he left me until we got to Miami to get ready to play Washington. He came and asked me again. And I got over there and I did whatever they telling me what to do. And that's when I made the switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect him because he didn't just force me to go. He was like, he asked me and he left me alone. And then when we got to Miami, he said, "Won't you try that and see what you think?" So I got over there and he told me, he said, when I come to the sideline, he said, "What you think? Could you play it?" I said, "I think so, Coach Swiss. I think I can." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what. If you'd have moved over when I asked you to, so you'd probably be starting right now as a true freshman." I looked at him. I said, "Well, you know what, Coach Swiss? I'll start the next 3." And I did.
Hey, Derrick, we got an Auburn fan. Since we're new into the SEC, he's been on several podcasts. What can you tell him about this rivalry about OU and Texas? Because he's wanting to learn more about it.
I'm gonna tell you something. It is better than the rivalries that anyone had. We're at the top. We're number 1 for his rivalry, Texas OU. Because we got the Red River dividing both states.
Mm-hmm.
The stadium is divided also. So, I mean, there's no other rivalry that I can compare to the OU Texas game. You know what I'm saying? And I hope one day he gets to go to it. That way he can see it for himself and feel it for himself. Not taking it away from their rivalries or anything like that, but this one here, yeah. And we had good commentators back then too. We had Brett Musburger.
Yeah. So, and you also had Keith Jackson and Frank Brook.
Hey, it's gonna pump it. Hey, it's gonna be live from beginning to the end. Yeah.
Yep.
I rank it up with the. I mean, there's no comparison. I watch a lot of rivalry on television, but this one here, I had a friend. He lives in Dallas, and he went to the game a few years ago, and he called me. He said, "Tell me this again. You played in this game 3 years?" I said, yeah. He said, "Oh man, it's unbelievable." And he was just a fan in the stands. And he said, "It's unbelievable, man." He said, "I can just imagine being on the field." Oh man. He said, "It's unbelievable." He said, "I'm glad I even know you. So you can tell me, because I know that you played. And I can feel it in your voice when you tell me stories. I can feel it like you put me like I'm there." You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't believe it. It's electrifying. It's electricity. Yeah, it's being in the air. Yeah.
Auburn doomed forever. I'll also tell you that Derrick White, the gentleman in the OU hat, he's a member of our 1985 national championship team. He was a defensive cornerback for us. So glad you came on. I mean, I'm glad to see an SEC fan in here. You know, learning about our rivalry. You know,
we got to learn from each other now, because it's new to everybody. It's new to everybody now. So I mean,
and we want to learn about y'all's rivalries in the SEC, because we wasn't playing SEC day in day out with Big 8. We you know.
Yeah, but we was owning it. We had two, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, I'm willing to. The SEC, I know it's tough.
Yeah.
A lot of I mean, a lot of good teams. Not just one. Yeah. They got a lot of good teams.
And they sure do.
Week in, week out, you have to play.
Exactly.
There's no week off.
Mm-hmm. Derrick, didn't you redshirt your freshman year?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, I played as a freshman. I played solidly as a freshman. They almost did redshirt me, because I played just enough, but they did. They went ahead and went with it. So that was good.
Well, what was the defense that, speaking of Troy Aikman going down in against Miami, you as a defensive player and your defensive brethren, what was going through y'all's mind when Troy Aikman went down and y'all knew he wasn't coming back?
We wanted to hurt everybody on Miami team. Because Troy was the leader.
Exactly.
And that just, that took. We thought that it took the life out of our team.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what Holloway can do. He's
exactly.
We done seen Troy for 2 years here. We know he can throw. We know we can move the ball. We know Troy. But when he went down, it was like it let the air out of us for a minute. Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
We don't got nobody else. Everybody else is young. Just so happened, Holloway came in, done a tremendous job. You know what I'm saying? And it was real simple for him. And he did it. And we kept rolling. I hate to see Troy go down, but
I did too.
I'm like this here. I'm a realist. Everything happened for a reason. Things just don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why it's happening.
You're right.
And the reason why was for Troy to go and for us to do what we did, and that's what that is. Not taking them. I love Troy. You know what I'm saying? And nothing against him, but that's just life.
Exactly. Look what he did when he went to UCLA. He's
you go out there and you up for you still did an excellent job. first round draft pick still. So if you stayed at OU, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
Maybe all those yards like you did. You just never know. So it played in everybody's favor. Troy went on to do a tremendous job at UCLA, drafted, long NFL career, Hall of Fame, all that. He did good. But who knows if he stayed at OU, that may not have happened because we didn't have the same type of offense. So, but like I say, Holloway stepped in and we congregated around him and let him know that we was behind him 100%. And let's do it. Let's do it. Ain't no turning back now. You the man. So let's go. We got you. Give us 7 points and we'll do the rest.
Auburn Doom, I think the reason that this rivalry is mid-season is it's been in October ever since I can remember.
Right.
And not last season. It's like the old Nebraska rivalry.
Right.
It was played on Thanksgiving Day.
Never was home on Thanksgiving. We was in Lincoln.
Yeah.
We had to go up there. I asked him, why we have to go up there 2 years back to back? What happened? We was never home for Thanksgiving.
One thing I remember about that 85 Nebraska game is they thought they was going to block out Tony Casillas, and he was on the carpet, and he grabbed that Nebraska fullback on his back.
That's right. Yeah. Can't stop him. There was no quit in the line. Quit. There was no quit in them. Even if they were still reaching for people.
Yeah.
And we just had a will to win.
Exactly.
We didn't wait on no one to make the play.
Exactly.
We're gonna make the play. If the play presents itself to me, I'm gonna make the play. You don't have to make it. I'm gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big game too. But it don't own up to Texas. Because when we went to Nebraska, I never forget, we used to come up under the stadium, and before we come out of the locker room, they used to tell us, put your helmets on, because they had the fans was right up under the stadium also, and they had it roped off so we can go through to get to the field. And they were like, put your helmets on. People thought, they throw stuff at us and everything, but it is what it is. I just tell people all the time, it's lonely at the top, and we was at the top every year. So it was just everybody don't like you, everybody envy you. So, but we just came to play. We just came to play. If you was in our way, with Swiss out like he say, we'll hang half 100 on you. You know what I'm saying? We'll end it quick.
Hang a half 100 on you and go to the house.
Everybody gonna play. Everybody knows what we trying to do, because we trying to get ready for next year. We want everybody to get in the game. So next year it won't be new to you. You got in last year, so come on with it. So if somebody get hurt, you ready to step in.
Hey, Derrick, I got a clip I would like to play of Coach Switzer. Do you mind if I play it?
Go ahead.
Big 8 Conference. For the last 14 years, we win today. We've won 11 Big 8 Conference championships. Everybody reading the Southwest Conference, they talk about Texas in the last 10, 12 years has won 2 Southwest Conference. Houston 3. A&M finally won 1 in 18 years. People don't know what it is to be champions. Oklahoma invented it.
Hey, period.
Hey, tell you what, y'all ready?
Go ahead.
Dude, I don't know about y'all. I got goosebumps.
Ready? Let's go, man.
Woo.
I'm tell you what.
There you go, chat.
Those locker rooms.
There's your pump up.
Oh,
I'm sure you've heard a few of them Barry Switzer switches, Coach Switzer speeches.
I'm gonna tell you something. Every time I hear Coach Switzer's voice, it runs chills through my body. It was. That's what I used to tell my son. I used to tell him all the time. I say, look, your kids have to like you. and they'll play for you. You got
Yeah.
Exactly.
coach. And I said, that's what Coach Switzer was. We wanted to play for him. He was so, man, I can go down there. Corey can go down there right now, and I can tell him, man. He said, Dad, I'm gonna go to the game. I said, okay, I'm gonna call Coach Switzer. Coach Switzer tell me, oh yeah, tell Corey come. He still remember where I live. Tell him come by the house. You know, it's just man, he never forget.
So Corey, I take it you got a pretty good relationship with Coach Switzer.
I do. My son, I have a son that's a redshirt freshman. He was being recruited by UT Oklahoma. He's at Texas Tech now, redshirt freshman. And I never forget too. We went down on a visit to Oklahoma, and I hadn't talked to Switzer in a while. And I called my dad. I was like, "Man, do you think Switzer will know like who I am?" He was like, "Just call him." So I got his number and I called him, and he came. It was so crazy that he don't normally. This was her reason. This maybe like 2 years ago. Nobody had seen him with the new coaches and staff because he never comes out. I guess due to his age and it's just a lot going on. And when I called him and told him, he said, "Where you at?" And man, when he came to where we was, it opened like the Red Sea. He came to the door. He said, "Where is that white boy at?" He said, "Where is that white kid? Where is he?" And he was talking about us, me and my son. And everybody was just looking. Like even the Oklahoma coaches was like, they hadn't seen him. They had been coaching there 2 years and hadn't seen Barry Switzer yet. And here he come, and man, it opened up like a Red Sea, and man, it was one of the greatest feelings that I've ever had.
That's awesome.
Stories from my dad all the time, and then when he came out of his house to come and see us, and then all the other recruits and even the coaches was like they were amazed too, man. I felt kind of special for real. I was like, so it was pretty cool.
Hey, Derrick, Quentin is a Texas fan, and he thinks we're over here being delusional. How many times did you have to play against Texas in your career at OU?
Well, I played against them 4 times, and I never lost to them. I never lost to them. So I mean, in the '84 year, I mean, I know they see the tape.
Yeah.
I know you see the rerun. You can make the decision yourself on that one. You know what I'm saying? But the other ones, I like the Texas. I had a couple of my partners went to Texas at the time.
Yeah.
Jerry Gray, we went to the same high school.
Mm-hmm.
His brother, they was at Texas at the time. So I mean, but once we got on the field and once we went our separate ways, they went to Texas and I went to OU. I mean, I still know you, but game day is a whole different ball game. Yeah, it's a whole different ball. We'll talk about it later.
For sure.
Yeah. but Texas, like I say, I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm bragging though. I hate to sound like that, but we owned them.
Derrick.
Oh yeah.
Derrick, you were a national champion. You were a player at OU. It's not as Dizzy Dean used to say. It's not bragging when you did it or could do it.
Where your ring?
Facts.
We should have brought you.
They
should have showed the ring.
I don't like to come off like that. I tell people all the time. They ask me, they say, "You don't even act like you did play with the Sooners and did this and that." I said, "Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: if you know me, you know my history. I don't have to tell you."
Facts.
That's it. I don't want you to look at me no differently as you look at the next man next to you.
Yeah,
because we are all human. I said I was just lucky. Right place, right time.
Right.
I mean, it was just God's will.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I'm here to tell this. That's part of my testimony. I come from
Derrick. My official chaplain, who's on the show with us, Bishop Frank. He was a walk-on at OU in 1990.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
So he got an honor after we left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just the honor, man. No ifs.
Yeah, because you was there with Coach Gibbs?
Yeah, Coach Gibbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And Mr. Blake
Yeah.
was
John.
my position coach at
Okay.
that time.
Okay. Okay.
John.
John Blake. Yeah.
Yeah, John Blake.
Coach Boo.
Okay, now you know the real deal.
That's right.
Now you know broke bread now. You know broke bread.
That's my boy. That's my boy, man. See, I'm telling you, hey, when Coach Gibbs, Blake, them, I mean, they did what they could do. You know what I'm saying? But the people wanted more, you know, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wish they could have done better and stayed there, you know, like Switzer did forever. But
Yeah. Oh my God. You know,
I'm just glad they got the opportunity to witness it and try it, you know.
Right.
I'll never forget when Barry Switzer or Coach Switzer. I feel weird calling him by his name because I never played for him, but calling him coach is just what I've always called him. He earned that.
Right.
Yeah.
But 72, when he became the head coach, I had no way of knowing of what this monster would be when he became head coach. But I tell you what, buddy, he created a monster.
He knew talent. He know talent.
Yeah.
That's one thing he was. He knew what it looked like and how to go find it.
Yeah. And he
I mean,
once he come into your home,
Yeah.
it's hard to say no.
One of my favorite recruiting stories from Coach Switzer is the Keith Jackson recruiting story.
Right.
Goes into Gladys's home,
Yeah.
kicks off his shoes, and Gladys was like, "What's this white man doing taking his shoes off in my house?" And then, both of them being from Arkansas, they got to talking about hot water, cornbread, and food and all this. And Keith said they never did talk about football. And as Coach Switzer was leaving, he said, "Gladys, if he comes to OU, he will be taken care of."
That's right. Yeah. It's a true story. Because that's how he was. That's how he was. I mean, man, my mom them loved him. I mean, they loved him, man. When he told him he'll take care of me, don't worry about him. He did that.
Yeah.
He's a man of his word, and he don't never forget. He know all his players. If you come through that door, he know everybody.
Yeah.
About each player that he remember when you did something. He always tell me, "Y'all remember you made the play when you tipped the ball against Nebraska and Ricky picked it off." Blah blah blah. Blah. Man, he just he don't forget. He don't forget.
Exactly.
Yeah, he don't.
I think it was a year or two ago. He was doing that coach's cabaret up here in the city.
Right.
And he had Bob Warmack and Eddie Hinton on. And, Coach was talking about stuff when he first got to OU in 1966.
Yeah, he don't forget.
He does. He can remember stuff from even when he coached at Arkansas with Frank Broyles.
Yeah, he don't forget. He's sharp. He's sharp.
Yeah.
I hate to see him aging, but I know he up there too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's still sharp though.
Yeah, he's still. And from what I hear about, from all you former players, was the father figure type he was when you played OU.
Yeah, you can't go to him. You can't go to him because he gonna do his thing. He gonna make sure. Hey, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because when Rex left, that was who I was really dealing with. Was Rex. So when he left, Whistle came to me. He's like, "I know Rex is gone, so you come straight to me. You come direct. I know. I don't want you to feel like he left you. He just did it for his own reasons or whatever. That's life. But
it is.
Problem. You come directly to me, and that's what he did because he knew I had back home. You know what I'm saying? So Rex was the only one that I was dealing with Coach Switzer too, but I dealt with Rex more. More because he recruited me. So but like I say, he took care of his players. Yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I can tell you another game that had that stands out in my mind in 1985 was the Ice Bowl at Stillwater. And now,
Man.
and what stands out,
I'm cold right now.
my daddy, he had been off the truck for about 10 years, I guess, 9. And we went to that game. And we left about probably with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Now, we lived about an hour south of Stillwater.
Okay.
And Daddy has this bottle of Clorox in the pickup with him. And I said, what in the hell are you carrying Clorox with you? We ain't doing it's too. He poured the Clorox on his back tires to make the tires tacky so we wouldn't lose track. But it took us 4.5 hours to drive 1 hour from Stillwater to Luther, Oklahoma.
Oh, it was rough. That was one that was the coldest game I ever played in life.
Yeah.
I mean, we was out there with scuba diver gloves on and all kind of. We just man,
good old days, boy.
Stay warm, and that was the coldest game I ever played in. And
if I remember right, didn't Spencer have him a pretty good game in that game too, Terry?
Pretty good game. He had a pretty good game.
In spite of the ice?
Yeah, he got him a touchdown or 2, and Lasher kicked some field goals, and let's call it a day.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All we got to do is hold. Cause
yeah,
it was probably about ice, probably I know 1.5 inches.
Wow.
At least
yeah.
And there's no traction. If you got some traction,
yeah, and the ice was the ice was hanging down about that far off the railing too.
Yeah, it was thick. It was the coldest game I played in. And it probably took me after the game probably 2 hours to unthaw. We out there for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah,
we just froze. You just can't feel it. You just once you start throwing out, you like, man, I'm finally feeling something. I'm finally, man. It was it was cold.
Did your chin strap freeze to you?
You couldn't miss it if you was out there. And I'm glad that I was playing, because if I was on the sideline, it was probably colder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going in, little blood circulating every now and then, but if you just on the sideline, man.
Well, Derrick, I'm going to ask you. Do you think, does it look like Brent Venables is the good fit for OU going forward?
I think he is. I like Brent. I like him. I liked him even when he was there with Stoops.
Mm-hmm.
I like his, but he talked good. He's a good motivator, but I think he has to. It'll be another year or 2, because he got to get some players that his type of players in there. You know what I'm saying? That's just like Texas. Texas got about a year and a half on him. Starks Keeson got about a year and a half on him. Of getting the type of players in that's gonna compete in the SEC. He got that on him, but I think he has him going in a good direction.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm with him 100%. Just get your players in, and because deal is like we always say, and Coach Switzer say, we don't come to OU just to win games.
We come to win championships.
We nothing else is a failure for us. You know what I'm saying? We don't want this. We don't care about winning no game, 5, 6, 7 games. We don't care about that. Playoffs.
Well, Derrick, we always talk about OU DNA, and with my, not only have I been a fan since 1970, my daddy was a fan during the Bud Wilkinson era, and my 2 grandfathers were fans during Benny Owens era. Do you think I have the OU DNA as a fan?
I think you do. We welcome you in.
Yeah.
It's official.
Oh, it's official now, Derrick. You welcome me into the.
Hey, I'm gonna put my stamp on it.
No, there you go. There you
Okay,
go.
it's
Yeah.
official. I'm a unofficial.
That's right. My deal is
There you go, man.
when you follow a team and the history, I mean, we love it because
Yeah.
fans love you. I was out one night, me and my wife. I had my OU hat on, and I walked out to the restaurant, and I was walking towards this lady and her husband and her friend, and we had just played Texas, and we lost. That's when Mac Brown was there.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh man, we sucked today." I said, "Nah, why you say that?" I said, "We lost." I said, "Nah." She said, "Why you say that?" I said, "Well, I was kind of torn between the two, you know." She said, "Why is that?" I said, "Well, Mac Brown was at OU. I played at OU, and Mac Brown was the offensive coordinator." I said, "I wanted Mac to win because I didn't want him to get fired. I wanted OU to win because I played there, you know."
Yeah.
So I said, "So I'm torn between the two, you know." You say, what is your name? I looked up, I say, Derrick White.
Mm.
She looked at me, she said, number 14. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm about to call. She just went crazy. She just I got to call my dad. We love you guys. we love you. I said, I'm from here. I said, I'm from Lubbock. I moved back home after I got through doing my stuff, but I came back home and I never left. You know what I'm saying? So when I left, I said, when I left, I explained it to her. I said, when I left, I had a son. And I told my son and my mom, whenever I get through playing football and getting through with whatever I'm doing, I'm going to come back to Lubbock and I'm going to never leave y'all again.
Wow.
That's why I'm in Lubbock. Because of my son and my mom, I promised to him that. And I could have been anywhere because I've been everywhere, you know, but I said, no. I told my son and my mom when I get done, because my mom took care of my son when I was in school, you know. He stayed with my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I committed. I said, when I get done, I'll never leave y'all. And that's why I'm back in love. And that's why I'm with my grandkids like that. I mean, they come by. I mean, we have a good time, and they always tell Papa, tell us some of them stories. I say, which one? You know,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah, it's good too. And I'm glad you guys, brought me on, man, and because
Derrick, oh my God, this is the you're the first former player that's came onto my show, and
man.
that's basically what I've built this channel for. That's why it's called Sooner Legends Podcast. It honors you, legendary former players, to have
I feel
come
honored.
in
I feel really honored.
And I was going to ask you, do you still keep up with Sonny Brown and those guys, or?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I still keep up with Sonny and them, and when we go down there, we all get together. Cause Proctor, he made us tight.
Yeah.
You know, cause if I talk to Coach Proctor, when I used to talk to him, you coming down? Sonny's gonna be here. Vicker's gonna be here. You talk to Ray Byrne. You know what I'm saying? He always was making sure that we was connected. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
He wanted us to be connected because we was brothers, man. We gonna forever be brothers locked in. And Coach Proctor, he was just the leader, man.
Yeah.
He was just the leader. He kept us together. Wow.
That's the brotherhood.
I didn't go back to Oklahoma when I left.
Yeah.
I didn't go back for maybe 8-9 years. I didn't go back because I was so busy doing my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I never was probably just called when you come to spring game. Yes, I'm gonna try to come, but I had so much going on. Then finally, man, I think it's about 8 or 9 years I went. And from then on, man, I go I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I miss the friendship and the love that we all have with each other.
Definitely.
We all do. We all got our own lives to live and do our own stuff. because me and Ricky Dixon, he was my roommate.
Oh, you and Ricky were tight, thicker than thieves.
Yeah, he was my roommate. So I mean, and I mean, man, it was. I had to go back. That's why I go back now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I missed the guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel so at home when I go back down there. Coach Parker tried to get me to move back down there 3 or 4 times because he wanted me. He wanted me down there. You know what I'm saying? Parker, I got me.
Hey, Derrick, I'm going to give a shout out to a chat fella, Coach Smook. He's Coach Smook. Hey, Coach Smook. This is Derrick White. He's a member of our 1985 national championship team, and he played cornerback. So, Coach Smook, this is a former player of ours. So, thought I'd introduce him to you, Coach. And but anyway, rest in peace, Ricky Dixon, because I had seen him do so much in that secondary that just made you go, "Oh my God, what just happened?"
Yeah, he was amazing.
He was attracted to the ball.
Yeah, he was different. Yeah, he was different breed. Yeah,
he really was.
Yeah. I mean, I put him up against anybody, man. We used to get ready to play Miami, or we get ready to play in a big game. Me and his lockers was always by each other. And he looked at me, he'll say, D White. I said, "What's up, Rick?" He said, "Well, it's gonna be a water day." I said, "Yep," and we right in the middle of it. I mean, we kept each other. I mean, we kept each other lifted up. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah.
For real. All me and him was, that's my roommate. So of course, me and him was a little tighter than everybody else. But but other than that, man, I love them guys. Anybody that's affiliated with OU, props to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just because it's hard for people to like you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? People, my mom used to tell me all the time, people will find a reason not to like you. So just keep being you and you'll be okay. And for all my Sooner Nation fans and friends, and hey, nothing but love. Nothing but love.
I told Jason when I first met him, the guy that was on earlier when y'all came on. I told him when I first met him, I said, in that 85 team, I said, if you broke through the defensive line and if you broke through Boz and Miliazzo, I said, you just pick your poison who's going to knock your head off. Derrick White.
Yeah, we come. We come. We most definitely coming. And we coming with blood in our eyes, too. So
I'll never forget when me and Daddy was at the 85 game at Nebraska. Me and Daddy, we was on the 50-yard line behind the home team. And as the game went on, the defense just kept getting stronger. Daddy, and my daddy was as colorful as Bobby Proctor. He was from that late 30s generation. He looked at me and he said, "Dang, these MFers are playing like a bunch of rabid junkyard dogs."
Yeah, hey, once we smell blood, it's over with.
Yeah,
it's over with. We finna take it down to the bottom like a short and drain it. Yeah, it's over with. And that's how we play, which we didn't. I mean, it was good, but we had a target on the back all the time.
Exactly.
Right.
It was just you have to play every Saturday.
You know what I felt sorry? You know what I felt sorry about for the defense that year or that game against Nebraska? Y'all pitched a perfect shutout, and Eric Mitchell fumbled the ball.
I already know. on the fumble. I already know. I said the same thing a few months ago. I said, man, they done messed us up. Oh, man. We had it. Man, we had to shut out big time.
Yeah.
What didn't Eric fumble that ball with like 57 seconds to go in the fourth quarter or something like that?
Damn, score a touchdown. I said, ain't that something? Yeah,
Boy, you.
yeah, we had them. We had them. Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
he said,
Yeah.
I already knew.
You see, look. Yeah, we had them.
Yeah, we had them. We had them. It was saying over there. Hey, when they scored the touchdown, it was like they won the game. They was
You know,
so happy.
when I watched that game, if you look at the Cornhuskers mascot, he looks like one of them fish that come up out of the deep water. His eyeballs are sticking out.
Yeah.
And, oh God, it's that
Yeah. They thought they won the game.
exactly.
Yeah.
They were so, because they knew it was over with. Goose egg. Whole game,
And if-
goose egg. Didn't cross the 50.
And if I remember right, the only decent pass in that game was to Schnitzler, and then after that, Nebraska didn't do
Didn't
nothing.
Didn't do nothing. We had the pass rush on. We got everybody doing their jobs, and so we kept everything inside. It was over.
It's over with.
Inside the box. Ain't none of that going on. No, ain't none of that happening.
Keith Jackson on that tight end reverse, and then Jamel with the 45-yard scamper, and
Man, that did.
you know it.
I think that Keith Jackson run broke their back.
Yeah, it did. It did.
I think that broke their back, man.
Look,
Yeah.
all I can remember,
Expecting it.
Keith Jackson.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, he was a special player also.
Oh yeah.
He was a special. He's a special.
I never saw someone like him pull off from the DBs like he did.
Oh my.
Yeah.
He pulled off.
Yeah, he's special talent too. Like I said, we had a special team.
Yeah, y'all did.
Yeah.
During those years we was there, I mean, we had a lot of good teams, but we were
Yeah.
the ones that was special also. You know what I'm saying? Them two back-to-back national championship teams, they were special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes,
sir.
You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I take my hat off to anybody that played for OU. I mean, because like I tell people, everybody can't play for OU. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I tell my grandboys that right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not no Sooner. It's a different breed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Different breed, man. Different. You bring a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? But not saying you can't, but you got to be a special talent to play for OU.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
And
I just can't
and you're
go there.
right, Eric. I mean, people don't realize what it takes to be a Sooner
That's right.
when you look at our illustrious history
Yeah.
over the years. It takes a special breed of cat to play for OU.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
That's
be.
why it's a brotherhood.
Yeah, I mean it's a tight knit, man. Like I say,
Yeah.
the people that we played with, and you see, you look at them, they already know. You know what I'm saying we locked in for life.
Well, that's what me and Daddy talked about during that '85 season. Up to that point, we had our struggles in the early '80s, with Nebraska, and
Right.
but when you guys showed up, I'll never forget what my daddy said. He said, "We're looking at 1974 all over again,"
Right.
and that's exactly how y'all played. I mean,
It was close. We almost did it.
yeah,
We almost did it. We almost did it. I mean, like I tell people too. I say, man, we supposed to at least won two. At least two.
At least two.
All we had to do was beat Washington in the Orange Bowl our freshman year, and we win.
Mhm.
Then we win it the next year, so that was two back to back. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do our job on the field. Take my hat off to Washington.
Yeah.
Like I say, we had a special team too. Yeah, we had a special
is that
team.
the game we got a penalty for the Sooner?
Yeah.
Yep. I was
I
just gonna say.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the Schooner penalty right there.
Yeah, that
Wow.
my daddy was talking in tongues when that happened.
Yeah. They well, any kind of way to jug us was good.
Yeah.
We've been doing it all. We do it all the time. Now we can't do it.
Yeah.
Now this history.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, it is what it is. You know, we like I say, they beat us, and we ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, then we come back and win it the next year. But like I say, we didn't do no crying about nothing.
No.
We had a tight brotherhood, and we're gonna win.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we're gonna win. And that's
like
how I want the guys to play now. You know, you got to have, when you go into a game, you got to go in the game knowing you're gonna win the game. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. We're gonna win the game. That's what it is. You know? And that's what you gotta have. You know, if you
don't never flinch.
Yeah. We and it wasn't no game we went into that we didn't know we was gonna win the game.
Exactly.
That's just what that is.
You know, Derrick. After that 85 loss to Miami, y'all could have very well called it. But man, like I told you at the first show, man, y'all played pissed off the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that lit a fire up under our team.
Yeah.
That set a fire. And like Coach was to say, at that loss right there, unleashed the monster.
Mm-hmm.
It unleashed the monster. Because we say, nah, we can't lose again. We don't like the feeling.
Up until that game wasn't Casillas and a couple of y'all's players hurt up until the Miami game.
Yeah, sure it was. Yeah,
and that's what I thought.
Yeah, we had some guys banged up a little bit, but like I say, I take my hat off to them. You know, they did what they supposed to do, but there's only one OU.
That's right. There's only one Oklahoma freaking Homa.
That's it. There's only one OU. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, Derrick, can you kind of tell your former teammates about my channel when you talk to them or see them and tell them that there's? I'm gonna
get all your information and pass it on.
Okay, yeah. After the show, before you hop off, and I'll give you my phone number, my email, all of that.
Yeah,
because I would love to have guys like Sonny Brown and those guys come on and just.
Because I'll be talking to them guys more here since Coach Proctor passing. I'll be I'll pass the information on. I'll pass it on.
I appreciate it.
I want your podcast to jump like everybody else's. You know.
Well, I made it to 100 finally.
That's right.
Everybody else, cause you got a good thing going. You know. So
well, I appreciate it.
You know,
I told him.
Yeah. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I'll do my part to help you also.
Well, thank you, Derrick. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. That means a lot to me.
But like I'm saying, I mean that. I'm my word. I don't do. My son will tell you, I don't do no playing.
Oh, I hear you.
I don't do no playing.
You still look like you could put on a set of pads and go knock the tire.
I probably can, but I may hurt for 10 days though. About 2 weeks after I do it, but I got one in me though.
I ain't that now.
Yeah. I got one good one in me.
I had Danny Stutzman's dad on a couple of weeks ago, and one of the chat members asked him if Danny could still whoop him, and he said, "You know what? I got one left for Danny."
Yeah.
But he said, "Don't think there's a 2x4 laying beside me that I won't pick it up."
That's right. Don't need it. Yeah, don't need it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I look at it back. I look at like them tapes and games come on. I Google them and I watch them and I be like, man, that's crazy. You know, it's just
I'm good.
It amazes me sometimes when I watch them. You know, because I just reminisce off of them, man. I'm like, man, that's crazy how we were, and you know how we just dominated. You know what I'm saying? We dominated teams, and the atmosphere, the friendships that we grew and we got, you know, we still have. We went to the end. you know. And it's just like, when they called me this morning by Coach Proctor, it's just like, I almost took the life out of me, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like, nah. They text me first, and they was like, call me ASAP. Curtis Williams, he played nose guard for us, 93.
Mm-hmm.
Call me ASAP. I said, okay. So when because I was working, so when I stopped, I called and said, what's going on? CW, what's that? And then he told me, and I was like, it just got silent, you know. I'm like, oh man, so
Yeah.
so it was just, and I'm gonna call Coach Switzer tomorrow just to see what's going on. I may call Coach Proctor's cell phone and see what his son pick up. I don't know if they will or not, but I'm gonna call Coach Switzer for sure. And
Well,
let him.
Derrick, if you could send Mike the Legend's condolences.
I will.
Yeah.
And
Same here. My condolences.
I will, man. I will, cause it's been through the trenches. When you go through the trenches with them, boy, and they welcome you in their homes and they welcome you around their families. It's bigger than football.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's bigger than
Yeah, it
football,
is.
man. This is real. And when they treat you,
I got a video out in my playlist that I did of Bobby Proctor. Probably what was it, Bishop? Back early this year, back in January, February, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but there's a whole playlist on me, Derrick. I do Bud Wilkinson, Benny Owens. I've got the national champion, not the Heisman Trophy winners. My podcast, I try, like I told you, this is my dream to have guys like you on.
Right. I want you to have more. There's a lot more we're gonna get you.
Yeah,
a lot more we're gonna get coming your way.
I appreciate that, Derrick.
Yeah, we want to, because understand, people need to understand where Sooner Magic came from.
Right.
And what is the nucleus.
Right.
And we stand on you guys' shoulders.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got kind of rubbed the wrong way back, some years ago. Because I didn't think that, they gave us the respect that we deserved.
I hear you.
I got kind of, like I didn't like the vibe. I'm like, they can't treat us like that. We won just as many games as anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
You didn't just start with these new guys. We helped build this program also. So we still affiliated. We still should get the same props as everybody get, but I talked to a few people and I got my point across and, it worked out. But I had to voice what I was feeling, because I didn't like it. I didn't like the way we was getting perceived. You know what I'm saying? And now it's nothing but love, but it was
exactly
kind of going in another direction. Like, okay, the other older guys, they gone, we going with a new vibe and we winning, but look at the new guys. Look at the history. Look at the history now.
And
don't forget.
I guess I was lucky, growing up with my dad. Being a Sooner fan was like a rite of passage, as a young man.
Right.
And I got to hear my dad was a teenager during Bud Wilkinson's reign, and hearing those stories, like the 55, 56 national championship, the 1950, and listening to that, it made me love the Sooners even that much more. And I probably studied the Sooners more than I did my homework at school.
Yeah, but you got it firsthand though.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah,
that's the best. I mean, when you get it firsthand, not secondhand, it's nothing like it.
And I've told this to Jason too. When I was an itty bitty boy, about 2 or 3, I remember going to my grandma and grandpa's, and every once in a while there was this little old man that visited my my grandpa. He had a hat. He had an arm gone. It was Benny Owen. Back in 68, I think, 67.
Right.
So being a 2 or 3 year old, I didn't know who Benny Owen was.
Right.
But I know he always brought me a sack of lemon drops.
Yeah. So you
But
knew
had
that.
so it's like I said, I've always loved my Sooners, loved all of you guys. And if you really want to see me emotional, let me talk about the Selman brothers.
Hey, that's something to get emotional about.
Yeah.
Them three right there, they set a trend that's hard to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it's hard to follow them three.
Yeah.
You can't duplicate it. You can try to do it, but you can't. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
They were special.
Yeah.
And I think they were so special.
Derrick, yeah. Speaking of Bobby Proctor, as aside from the 85 team, I reflect back to 1974 when the only freshman that ever started for Bobby Proctor was Zach Henderson.
Right. Yeah.
And if people don't know who Zach Henderson is, go watch the 1976 OU Nebraska is.
Yeah, Zach was tough.
When he had that him and Randy Hughes, my God.
Yeah, they was tough.
And that's what I was saying, Derrick. When you guys come along in 85, me and Dad thought we was living 1974 all over again on defense.
Yeah.
I mean,
we was running around.
We
was running around putting a hat in there.
Oh, yeah, and we hadn't seen a nose guard like Tony Casillas since Dewey Selman.
Yeah, that's right.
And we didn't see a defensive end like Leroy Selman until Darrell Reed and Kevin Murphy.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was such a treat watching you guys. I mean, because y'all just played lights out. It's hard to explain, Derrick.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you because, and I was with them guys, and I'll be the same way.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them like you guys looking at them, but I'm with them every day.
Yeah.
Man, that's Casillas. Man, that Brian, that boss, man, and it's just it don't register because you see them every day. But now
exactly.
Now you be like, man, and my wife be like, man, you play with a lot of people. That's crazy.
And Derrick, as much as I love the Boz, I think Paul Miliazzo was.
We had three.
Paul could play.
We had three of them at the time.
Yeah,
we couldn't go wrong. We couldn't.
Donnie Jones,
say Paul or Bryant, either one. Just
Dante Jones.
Either three.
Yeah, just put it. It was no drop off. You know what I'm saying?
No,
they all could play. Sure. Sure.
You know what scared me about Dante was them big white glasses he wore underneath his football helmet. Good God, that. If I was a running back, that would scare the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, that man, he's like a monster out there. He was tough. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, he was tough. He hit me on Twitter sometime. You know what I'm saying? Because he's at Dallas, but yeah, Dante was a baller. Yeah, he was a baller. Because you could tell when the stuff went down with Boz, that how he stepped in and just, we didn't miss a beat. We didn't miss a beat because he's just a baller. He was a baller. We had a lot of them though.
He went.
Could step in and play. We had a lot of guys, that could step in and do just as good as the starters could do. That's why when you
Derrick,
you had to appreciate it.
Tell everybody in the chat since they've known me about what I brag about Boz during that 85 season. Was there a better middle linebacker in the country that could anticipate a snap count like him?
No. Boz was one of the best linebackers in college football history. He could time the snap. He talked. He in your face. It was his game. It was his game. He's one of the best that I've seen. Matter of fact, I really haven't seen another line play like Boz since he left. I mean, I haven't seen it. I've seen some good ones, but none played like he played. You know what I'm saying he could time.
Well, you know, it's funny, Derek. In that 85 year, y'all played Missouri in Columbia, and Boz got him a twofer, the quarterback and the running back on a handoff.
Same time.
Same time.
Yeah. He didn't care who had the ball. He was backfield. I watched that game too. I saw the same. He tackled both of them. Yeah, and talk noise.
Talk noise.
He gonna get over here talking everything. Yeah. He's one of the best linebackers I've seen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You know, but
and like I said, like I said, Derek, I always thought Paul was the most underrated of them because
Paul could play. He could play.
Because whenever Boz was in on a play, Paul was number 42 was right there with him.
Cause we had deal is this is what I tell people. We had so many talented people out there that it was hard to, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was hard to. That's like I couldn't get nothing over Ricky. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much. We had so many people doing so good. You know, and that's just football. And you got to be willing to stay in your lane and just do your job. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever comes to you, it'll come. If it don't, you still good. Because you playing on the number one defense in the country. It ain't just 3 or 4 people on the defense. It's 11. So you gonna get seen. So don't just do your job. You know, and that's what we couldn't. I wouldn't be like, oh man, I should be getting this or I should be getting nah, I'm good. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just glad.
Man, what a hell of a ride you was on, Derek.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a ride, man.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be a part of it. History, tradition. Yeah. You know, it'll be with me forever. And I instill it in my kids and my grandkids. You know, I put it. I try to put it in them what people gave me, and I try to pass it on. You know, because it taught me a lot just for like everyday life. You know, it's just not football. It's about life, and that's what it teaches you. You know what I'm saying? You can't just play football. It's fun to win and everything, but it's about life learning lessons in football, how to treat people, how you want to failure, how you stumble and fall and get up and keep moving again. And, you know, it's life.
Yeah.
So yes, sir. People look at they ask me, man, you so competitive, even at my job. I used to tell them, I said, it's in me like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the best. I don't care if it's marbles, hopscotch, jacks. It don't
pick up sticks.
Yeah, man, it's on. You know what I'm saying? It's on. That's just it's in me like that. You know? You know, I can't put it in you. You have to be born with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You gotta be born with it. And then like we was on with it, and we all came together and we put it together as one.
Yes, sir.
And we made it happen. We made it happen.
And I want to personally thank you, Derek, for giving me the memories.
Yeah. And I want to thank you for having me on. The first former player, man.
Yeah, many more.
The better player, Derek, to have the first former player on as yourself, and not, you know.
I sit back and I reminisce all the time about it. And when my son, when Corey told me, I was like, okay. You know
and I would have understood if you would have canceled today because I didn't know Bobby Proctor had passed.
No, we good.
I mean, I would have understood.
Yeah, no. We gonna own up to whatever we say we gonna do.
Yes, sir.
We gonna get it in. You know what I'm saying? Like I say,
absolutely.
Once I set something in stone, That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? You
Definitely.
know,
Well,
if you know
you don't.
me, and you know OU football, you know Bobby Proctor.
Well, I hope
Yes,
I've
sir.
seen.
So,
I hope I've came off as someone who knows a little bit about OU football.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and but Derrick, if you could just before we leave, let me get your information, and you can you have it. I'll give you my phone number, and you can pass it along to the guys. I have no problem with giving.
Let me, Corey, where he at? Come here right quick. Yeah, we'll get something right. We won't get his phone number and all his information. We're gonna get you in his phone. Go ahead and we're gonna get you fixed up. Cause he quick, I'm not. He
Okay.
good.
Or if you want, you can just send it to my Twitter or either one. It don't matter.
Yeah, I can DM. I'll DM you my
there you go. Yeah.
Twitter
I'll
account.
DM.
Get it locked in.
Yeah,
For sure.
Corey, I was wanting to talk to you too, buddy, but man, having your dad on.
This ain't about me. When you messaged me, man, I already knew what it was, man. I just wanted to get my dad on here, get a chance for you to meet him, and because these stories y'all been hearing, man, we talk about him all the time too. And when he be telling me, I get the chills myself, wishing I was in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man, this was nothing about me. I'm glad we got it set up, and man, I hope it made everything.
Derrick, do you remember back when green stamps was popular, when you could get them at the grocery store for buying a certain amount of groceries?
Right.
S&H green stamps. Well, back in the 70s, my daddy, he owned his own truck. He was a truck driver, and he would get green stamps for getting so many gallons of fuel, and Mama would get green stamps at the grocery store.
Right.
Well, a little 8-year-old boy figures out, hey, you know what? I don't need $2 for an allowance. I can ask Mama for these green stamps for an allowance because I can go buy stuff.
That's right.
So I bought me. Mama took me and I bought me one of them cheap football outfits. You know that you better not play football in them. You'd get, I think it was made by Hutch or something like that.
Right.
But Grandpa painted my helmet red and white and had the OU symbol on it. Now, we're talking about 72, 73-ish. And like I said, I hadn't transitioned from a defensive fan. I was still an offensive fan. So I had Mama to sew Leon Cross-White and Grant Burgett's number on my jersey. And she said, baby, what do you want 2 numbers for? I said, because one day I want to pretend like I'm Leon Cross-White, and the next day I want to pretend like I'm Grant Burgett.
So you had a jersey with 2 numbers on it.
Yeah, I sure did. Sure did. And, you know, I lived out in the country. You know where Edmond, Oklahoma is, I'm sure, Derrick.
Yes, sir.
I live east of Edmond, about 22, 23 miles out by Chandler.
Okay.
And we didn't have a lot of neighbor kids out in the country. So when it come to playtime, it was I had to use my imagination.
Yeah. Man.
And half the time I was winning national championships being an OU student.
So you making all the tackles and all the touchdowns.
I was Derrick. I was a 6-time national championship winner.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah,
I'll pass. As soon as we're off of here, I will get all of my information to you. And
please do. Like I said, I will get. Man, don't worry. We'll get you fixed.
Okay.
Get some guys.
And don't be a stranger.
Call you.
Yeah. And yes, Derrick, you're part of the family now.
Yeah.
This is your home. You and your son Corey are a part of the SLP family now, Sooner Legends podcast. Okay. So you don't be a stranger, brother.
Okay, we got
you. You're welcome. You and Corey.
I'm already knowing I'm gonna get some people on your podcast. I already know that because the people that they know, if D White say, man, you need to, they gonna do it.
Oh man,
it's that simple. It's
Well,
just,
I appreciate.
so don't worry about it. We're gonna get you fixed up.
Well, as much as I appreciate you being a part of the SLP family, I appreciate you welcoming me into your brotherhood of Sooners.
That's right.
When you said it's etched in stone, I said it.
You got it. I got you. I got you. Yeah, you in.
And
Like I told you about a few minutes ago, you put my stamp on it. You know what I'm saying?
and I hope that if you ever come to a spring game, that I can hook up with you. You know, just
We will. We'll probably make it this year.
oh, cool. Cool.
We'll probably come. We'll notify you and let you know. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We'll let you
That'll
know.
work.
More than likely, we'll be there. We'll come this year for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, listen, guys, I'm sure it's 10:30, so I'm going to here, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Hope you
Chat.
guys. I wish you nothing but luck, love, much success. Saying, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to help you guys.
Folks in the chat, thank y'all for showing up and for a special show that I've been dreaming about. And thank y'all for showing up.
Yes, sir.
And we'll catch you again, Coach Derrick and Coach.
Yes, sir.
Bishop, as always, thank y'all for joining.
Right.
Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe. This is the legend. We'll see you on the backside, Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner, and be safe on the road.
Boomer.
Horns down.
Yes, sir.
Horns down, baby. Yeah.
We'll see y'all later.
All right. Yes, sir.